Jared Atadero. On October 2, 1999, 3-year-old Jared Atadero disappeared while on a hike in Colorado's Arapahoe and Roosevelt National Forest. Two fishermen saw Jared alone on the trail, but assumed he was with a group of hikers up ahead. After a brief chat, Jared ran toward the group. That was the last time anyone saw him. Jared's father, Alan, was a single dad who owned a resort and was hosting a group from a Christian singles network. The group had promised to take Jared and his sister, Jocelyn, on a short trip to a fish hatchery. Instead, they decided to go on a 15-mile hike without Alan's permission. Nobody in the group specifically watched over the kids, and the group split into two, making it harder to keep track of them. About 90 minutes into the hike, Jared went missing. The group didn't realize he was gone until over an hour later. Alan rushed to the trail, devastated, while the resort manager called the authorities. A massive search operation began, involving professional teams, dogs, helicopters, and trackers. Despite their efforts, no trace of Jared was found, and the search was called off after 5 days. The case remained a mystery until June 2003, when hikers found tattered clothes and a shoe 500 feet above where Jared was last seen. Later, searchers discovered part of his skull and a tooth. DNA confirmed the remains were Jared's, but many questions remained unanswered. Some believe Jared wandered off, got lost, and died from exposure. However, the rugged location where his remains were found was too steep and rocky for a child to reach on his own. Others think he was attacked by a cougar, but no blood or animal evidence was found on his clothing, which was oddly inside out. His shoes were also in surprisingly good condition for having endured years in the mountains. This has led to a darker theory. Jared may have been abducted and his remains scattered in the mountains years later. Unfortunately, without more evidence, the true events of that tragic day remain a heartbreaking mystery. Paulette Gabarra Farah. On March 21, 2010, the Gabarra family returned to their home in Mexico after a trip. That night, the parents put their two daughters to bed, unaware it would be the last time they'd see 4-year-old Paulette alive. The next morning, the family's nanny, Erica, went to wake Paulette but couldn't find her anywhere. She searched the room, panicked, and alerted Paulette's mother, Lizette. The family contacted the police, who started investigating immediately. Paulette had severe physical disabilities and couldn't have left on her own, but there was no sign of a break-in or kidnapping. The authorities put up posters, and Lizette's sister shared Paulette's story on social media, making it a national headline. Lizette even appeared on TV, pleading with potential abductors to return her daughter, saying they wouldn't press charges. Despite these efforts, there were no leads until 9 days later, on March 31st. Shockingly, Paulette's body was found in her own room, stuck between the mattress and the foot of the bed. This discovery raised many questions. How could trained investigators, search dogs, and family members fail to notice her body for 9 days? The house had been thoroughly searched, and even guests had slept in that bed without noticing anything unusual. Lizette had given interviews sitting on the very bed where Paulette was found, yet no one noticed any smell or signs of a body. The official report claimed Paulette accidentally moved to the edge of the bed, got stuck, and suffocated. However, the evidence didn't add up. For instance, when Paulette was found, she was wearing pink giraffe-patterned pants. But Lizette had shown those same pants during a TV interview days earlier, suggesting Paulette's body wasn't in the bed initially, but placed there later. Investigators also found bloodstains on the sheets, some as large as a soccer ball. In a video of the discovery, one investigator even commented that it seemed like the parents had beaten the child. These inconsistencies led many to believe Paulette's death wasn't an accident, and that someone, possibly her parents, was involved in moving or hiding her body. To this day, the case remains surrounded by doubt and unanswered questions. Lucy Meadows. In 1996, 3-year-old Lucy Meadows vanished at a mall parking lot in Tennessee. Her mother, Yan Meadows, said Lucy disappeared within seconds while she retrieved items from the car. Despite extensive searches, no clues were found.